Hi, my name is Deborah Kennedy. I live in Texas, and I listened to Taalik's video regarding failure of prayer and God's so-called promises. Things. I was just delighted. I thought it was just very insightful, and I commend you all for putting something out there like that. That we lean too much on what we're told somebody else is looking out for us. And we have philosophies or teachings like that, and we're supposed to be developing that in ourselves. And I appreciate Taalik's his powerful delivery. You don't need to call if you're busy, but I just want to pass that along. I was very impressed. Thank you so much. You take care now. Peace and love.
In the name of my ancestors, Peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of the Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. Of course, I am the gatekeeper of this particular program, known here on YouTube, Daily Motion, Vimeo, Facebook, and perhaps many other places. I'm known as the mighty Angel Snubbing Up 7. I am your brother, and hopefully your friend, Taalik Ibn'rad. So, the race for Africa, on your mark, get set, go. The race for Africa is on. The fight for Africa, this continent called Africa, it has been going on for a long time. Europeans have had a couple of world wars over the control, the resources, and the exploitation of the people of this continent. Now, in modern times, joining the Europeans, who continue to, would like to take over, conquer, and exploit this continent called Africa and her people for every drop of oil, every diamond, and all the resources. Now they have competition from Asia and, of course, China. They do not have any love for the continent. They have no love for the people of the continent. They only want the resources, just like a man who only wants a woman for sexual pleasure. There is no love. There is just a wanting for pleasure. There is only a wanting for the exploitation and the benefit of self. And soon, it is possible that world war can break out again over this continent that we call Africa. And there is currently genocidal activities that has been promoted and brought forth on that continent to try to depopulate this piece of land so that it is easier conquered by those who wish to exploit this place for their own self-benefit. Then you have these who call themselves, I love Africa, I'm Afrocentric, I'm Black Power Family, Hotel Ashe, whatever, however you want to say it. Let us return back to Africa. What you want to return back to Africa for? Why do you want to go to Africa? If Africa was poor, if Africa did not have any resources, if Africa was a hobo, desolate, would you want to go back home to Africa? Or are you like the European? Are you like the Chinese? You have the same mentality to go back to Africa. Why? Because of the resources. Because of the glorious history that you want to claim for your own. The same selfish reason why the Europeans and the Chinese have. Everybody on the outside of this continent have a criminal mentality. Not to love, not to embrace the people of the continent or wish to care for the continent itself. They only want to rape this place that we call Africa because they have raped so much of the rest of the earth. This is the only place left that has a little something to offer. When you view the earth, many of y'all view the earth like it's a car, something that you ride in, or your house, or your iPhone or computer, something for your benefit, something to be used and exploited. However, I am sure in ancient African culture and some modern African culture that I don't know anything about, but these African cultures that have not been tainted with European philosophy and opinion. In Native American culture, many Native Americans, some of you call them Indians, however you want to view them. Political correctness, we call our red brothers and sisters, and some of them are so black, I don't know why they call them red, but that's another topic. But the Native American people, in their culture, they teach that the earth, listen, the earth is alive. It is not like your car. It is not like your iPhone. It is not like your house. The earth is living, just like you live. The Native American people in their culture, they teach even the rocks are alive. If you understand and if you listen, if you see from a spiritual point of view. I can't explain that to you, because to the average person, a rock don't have no life. Our bodies represent the earth. As the earth is covered with 75% water, your mass of your body is water, at least 75%. And without water, any living thing on this planet dies. Nothing on this planet that is alive can live without water, and this earth is covered 75%. Does that give us a clue that this planet must be alive? The hair on your body could represent trees, like the earth is covered with trees and plants. And then on your physical body, there are microorganisms that you can't see, little microscopic creatures. No matter how much you bathe, no matter how much perfume you put on your body, you can't get rid of these microorganisms, and they will be on your body till the day you pass this life. Your body, our bodies contain at least 8 pints of blood. What happens to us when we suffer extreme blood loss? At least 2 pints. When we sit in a chair, what happens to a chair that needs 4 legs? Some chairs have 3. Some chairs might have 2, but we're going to use 4-leg chairs. What happens when you remove one of those legs? The chair becomes unbalanced. It becomes crippled. So why do you want to return to Africa? Why is there a rush? Why do you feel this urge to return to Africa, but yet you have the same mentality of rape of the planet as the Europeans? You don't view the earth as a living thing, something to be exploited and used to glorify your own being. But there is no respect for another life just because this life don't talk. Trees don't talk, but they are alive. Flowers don't talk, but they are alive. And all these living things come from up out of the earth. So if these living things exist and they come from up out the earth, it is common sense that there must be some type of life to this planet itself, that it brings forth life. It is the womb. It is the mother. It's the only mother that we know of. The current practice, this current mentality that we have, we want to go to Africa because we want some gold, we want some silver, we want some oil. We want to exploit the cheap labor of Africa's people the same way as the Europeans. The current mentality that we have that brings civilization, the current mentality that brings civilization is actually bringing the human being or the earthling our extinction. Because the iPhone, the computers, the refrigerators, all these modern conveniences that we use, once they have served their purpose, they are returned to the earth and they are filled with different poisons and chemicals. And these poisons and chemicals poison the land, poison the water, poison the air itself. They are non-renewable. Once you take the gold, the silver, the oil out of the planet, they are non-renewable. And when you remove something that has been in the earth for millions of years, there has to be a consequence. Just like when you remove the leg out from under a chair, or you remove a certain amount of blood from your body, and your body is not able to replace the blood that you lost, then something happens to you. You become extremely sick. In fact, in most cases, due to extreme blood loss, you go into a coma and you die. So Africa is the heart of the planet. Africa is the originating source of the life. It is the heart. So if you exploit and destroy like you've done on the soil of North America, South America, and Europe, Australia, if you do Africa the heart of this life the way we've done the rest of the planet, you are going to cause your own extinction. You will enjoy it, the European, the Chinese, the black power folks, in your lifetime, but you, with this mentality, you have placed a death sentence on your future generations. Black power, black supremacy. It should not be a dark version of the European mentality. It should not be a dark version of capitalism. It should not be a dark-skinned version of imperialism. If you continue this train of thought, then regardless to your skin color, human extinction, we, whatever you want to call us, the human being, your extinction is guaranteed. How can you love your future generations that have not come into being, giving them a death sentence? Because all these resources, they're going to run out sooner or later. You keep poisoning the earth, poisoning the water and the air. These things going to run out. You are going to give the last human beings, you're going to bring them a horrible death. And when you have poison air, poison water, poison earth, it produces mutations. Because if the life form adopts to the poisonous situation, it cannot stay in the way that we are, how we view ourselves today. What you call autism. When you see our babies being born all crippled looking, all messed up, this comes from a poison environment. And one of the greatest poisons, besides the physical poison, is the poisoning of the mind, the greed, the arrogance, the disrespect of the life that gave us life. This is where we come from, out of this planet. And when we pass this life, we go back to this planet sooner or later. And when you mistreat this planet, it must change. It adopts because it's living. So it adopts to the poisoning. It won't die, but you will. So black power, the Europeans and Chinese people, y'all need to make up your mind and begin to think things differently. Civilization is causing great poison. So how is it silver bringing death and destruction? In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of the Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. Of course, I am the gatekeeper or the host of this particular program, known here on the World Wide Web, or some of y'all call it the Internet. However you view it, I am known on this media as the mighty, mighty, mighty Angel Snutting Up 7. I am your brother, and hopefully your friend, Taalik Ibn'rad. Man, this is it's funny, but then it's not funny. Because why would I make a video entitled Black Men and Their Earrings when I was a child just a few months ago? When I was a child, you associate earrings, you associate curly hair, you associate long hair, you associate tight clothes with females, with women. But now you see men or males. Well, a lot of them, they wear their pants sagging, so they are not tight. But you see so-called men, and they will view themselves as macho, strong men. Their hair is straightened. Their hair is combed. They wear numerous earrings. They will also wear tight jeans. But these are men. And not only are these men, but these same men will talk about their hatred or dislike of women, but yet and still, they said that these women effeminize us, but yet and still, I don't know who their mothers was, but how are they, or why are they also carrying around with them this effemination? Effemination or emasculation of the black male did not begin 40 years ago when the black woman became in leadership. And if the black woman came into leadership 40 years ago, why didn't you stop her, all big and bad, strong black guy? What were you doing and what are you doing right now? And if the black woman is the leader in this country, leader in the black community, who are their names? When we think about black leadership, we think about Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, many others. We don't think about sisters come later. It's always men first. And who are these organizations that's behind all this evil you black guys, black males talk about? It's nonsense. The effemination and the emasculation of black males began during slavery when they took your manhood and made a slave out of you. That was the very beginning. And since you've been a slave, since they set you physically free, the black man in this country, the black male descendant of slaves in this country have been trying and experimenting, trying to find out what a man's supposed to be and what a man does. The effemination and the emasculation of the black male has been going on longer than 40 years. That's a lie. We can even go back to the time of Malcolm X. Malcolm X had a conch in his head. What you trying to do? Malcolm with the conch in his head, you're trying to copy the Caucasian male? That's a sign of self-hatred. And even during this period of time, men began putting earrings in their ear. When I was a child, when males began putting those earrings in their ear. And remember the pimp. Some of y'all adore the pimp, but the pimps had combed hair and they had earrings in their ear. But you don't call them a homosexual. You don't call them gay. In fact, we we adored them and placed them in a high regard in the community. But when I was growing up, men was beginning to put earrings in their ear, and it was only one earring. That's how it started. One earring. As a young boy, as a young male child, I associated earrings and long hair and all that with women. Some men right now wear makeup. They put fingernail polish on their fingers. Sometimes it's clear, maybe it's all black, whatever. All these are signs of effeminization and emasculation. But we try to make it macho. Some of y'all black power people, y'all talking all this stuff about women, but you wear tight jeans like women. And you have numerous, not one earring, you have numerous earrings in your lobe. At one time, wearing one earring, first of all, why would you want an earring in your ear anyway, as a man? But they put one earring in their ear, and then those black males put a black power sign or something that's supposed to be strong in their ear. I just could not get into the concept. I do not want to wear an earring. I associate that with females. Then some of y'all, oh, come on now. Come on, bring it. Some of y'all supposed to be so manly. You talk about, you want to teach other men about manhood. And you have these dreads. I don't know where dreads come from. I guess they come from the Jamaican culture. But whatever. It shows that you have all this long hair. Then you have earrings in your ear. And you wear these tight pants. And you take your dreads and you sling them around like you're a white girl. I see y'all all the time. And in the 80s, you had men with the long jerry curls, with the earrings in their ear and the tight pants. When you saw a man, a black man and woman walking down the street, you couldn't tell which was the black man from the female. This effeminization and emasculation has been going on a long time. Who you think start putting these things in your mind? This came from out of this culture that not only effeminized the black male, but the Caucasian racist people also effeminized their own. So that's why you also see a skyrocketing of homosexual gay behavior, lesbian behaviors. This is not no incident, and this is not just something directed towards black males. But the black male is in a position where you are most vulnerable because you have no examples, or we're not directed toward our examples of strong manhood. You do not see soldiers. You do not see warriors with earrings and dreads running around doing anything. First of all, if you are in the army, they do not allow long hair, because if you are in person-to-person combat, the enemy can grab your long, pretty dreads and use those dreads against you. And what you also see in these effeminized, emasculated men is they look like they are jealous of women. So all over YouTube, look at them. A lot of these guys have earrings in their ear. Some of them might even have long dreads shaking there, and they wear tight clothes. A lot of them are drunks, because when you drink and use drugs, that's something that helped you leave your reality, because you know you're not a man, and you're angry because these women know you're not a man, and you all upset. These effeminized, emasculated males. And by the way, let me tell you something. We talk about how girly Michael Jackson was, but Michael Jackson wore a curl, but Michael Jackson never put earrings in his ear. These black men have been putting earrings in their ear for a very long time. I know since I was a child. And then by the time 1984 and Prince became very hot, Prince began to wear those earrings out of his girlfriend's ring, and all the males and the females was going crazy because they loved what Prince was doing. This is done, and this has been done. And even if you go into the Caucasian community, look what they've done to their men. Young boys with all kinds of things in their mouth and in their tongue and their ears and their nose and their mouth, all messed up. Because they don't want a strong man for black people. They don't even want a strong man for Caucasian people or Native Americans. They want men destroyed because those who are in power don't want no challenge to what they are doing. And what they are doing is keeping the masses of the people all over the earth as a willing, modern-day, voluntary slave. Give you some knickknacks so you can be happy. Some of y'all are highly paid slaves, but a slave nonetheless. You don't even know that you're a slave. And these black men, these so-called black males, they spend all day talking about black women. Why are you talking about black women? Because you want to be a woman now with your earrings in your ear. And you want to keep talking about women because you jealous. They made you want to be a woman. A real man don't feel no threat from no woman. No kind of threat. But y'all feel threatened. And your leadership was taken away 40 years ago. So now you living in shame, I guess. Because the women are now the leaders of the black community. After 360 years of black male leadership, all of a sudden you become a sissy, and these black women with these babies come from out of nowhere and took your leadership position away from you. So you feel shame. Now you turn into a woman. I guess that's what you believe it takes to be a leader, to be a woman. These black males are afraid to separate from Caucasian people. They are afraid to challenge the races. They build nothing. They do nothing except talk. Many of them have been in the service. They're willing to die for Caucasian people, but won't die in Chicago and in LA, wherever our brothers and sisters have turned savage and take their guns and fight against the terrorists in our neighborhoods. So y'all don't impress me with your earrings in your ear and your funny acting and you're attacking women. You do that because you want to be a woman. You've really been messed up. Instead of directing and turning your attention to others, you need to look at yourself, because we've been turned into some pitiful, pathetic, low-esteem men. And you won't become a man until you challenge the man that has his foot on your neck. But you rather attack a woman than another man. Another man that is turning just as effeminate and as emasculated as you are. And that's a dang shame. Jot down your comments. My time is up. This is your brother Taalik Ibn'rad. This was and is the Reality's Temple on Earth.
Now, please do not take this out of context. Please don't misunderstand, of which is easy to do. And don't get me wrong, but I want to say that I love history. I love to know about the past. I have photo albums which contain pictures of myself as a child. I have old school papers going back to when I think I was in the 8th grade, 9th or 8th grade. I don't write anything now like I did when I was in the 8th grade. And history in and of itself is a wonderful thing, to know your history. those who don't know their history, as they say, or I was told, are bound to repeat that history in its negative. I would like for us to repeat history more so positive. That would be more better, you know. But for some reason, it's easy for the negative to appear and repeat the errors and the faults of the past. But if we have history, history can show us the errors of others so that we may avoid that which caused them to fall or cause them any type of harm. So when I watched, and I'm going to continue to watch over and over again, the DVD series called Hidden Colors, number 1 and 2, you have to watch these videos more than once, and you have to take notes. This video series is a brilliant piece of work, and I must give all credit to all those who were involved in that project. It's a wonderful piece of work. However, now we have to go to the other side of the fence. In our world, there's always yin and yang. There's a positive and negative. Nowhere in history, and I would like the makers of Hidden Colors 1 and 2, I would like for them to show me evidence that in any revolution, that learning history was a key to the success of the liberation of people from up under their oppression. It is good to know certain things, and if knowing your history can inspire a person to fight for their freedom, their liberation, that's good. But history in and of itself does not free anybody. Some people, although they might be in a country or in a place, how can history inspire them to do anything when they have no history to teach? When we look at Hidden Colors 1 and 2, although we may be related to the Moors, we may be related to this person or that person, that is their history. We were kidnapped and placed in a different position and basically have to start all over again. So just by learning another's history does not guarantee that it will cause our freedom. Nice to know these wonderful things. Nice to know if they can inspire us to do what is necessary so that we may fight for the liberation of a kidnapped people. It is wonderful to listen to John Henry Clark and Dr. Ben and all our scholars, Dr. Amos. But history in and of itself has never freed a people. How many revolutionaries do you know of run around teaching people their history? That is the least on their mind. They have to deal with the oppression. And see, you can sit around and learn your history and learn all these different things because you and me, we are comfortable in our oppression. How many lectures have you listened to? How many DVDs have you bought? But look at your condition. Is it changing? Is the liberation movement, Black conscious movement, is it getting better?
Or is it getting weaker? It's getting weaker because it don't inspire, with all the DVDs, with all the history that you know, it don't inspire you to want to free yourself from your condition. Listening to DVDs, watching videos, and going to debate lectures, it gives us a false sense that we're doing something when in reality you're not doing nothing. And those of whom you go hear speak ain't doing nothing except lining their pockets with your money because you don't see nothing of substance that they're doing for the community. Nothing at all. You don't even see a bubblegum machine. That's the least they could do. And actually, you can, if you buy enough bubblegum machines and put them in the right place, you can make some money. The so-called Negro, the descendants of slaves born in America, we are the richest oppressed people on the planet. We are the richest oppressed people in history. George Washington wished they had our kind of money. Those who were in the French Revolution, Chinese Revolution, Russian Revolution, they wish they had the kind of money and being comfortable as we are. We are the most comfortable oppressed people with our pretty cars, fancy clothes, DVD machines, iPhone, our internet. But we oppressed. That's why Caucasian people look at us and they laugh. You talk about you oppressed. Look how comfortable you are. Look at all the money you have. But you oppressed. Give me a break. So people look at black liberation and black conscience as a joke. Because you live so comfortable. How are you suffering? Your people have already suffered through slavery. Get off your backside and work. That's what they tell us. What needs to happen is that these jobs need to be taken away from us. These DVD players and the internet, the iPhone, all this stuff needs to be taken away from us because we can't take black conscience, we can't take black liberation. You will never take it seriously because you live so comfortable. Some of y'all live better than many poor whites or pinks. And you even live comfortable in death. You're surrounded by death. Your baby can't go outside without thugs, gang members shooting at each other. That's all right. That don't make you want to do nothing. So you need a condition to make you want to do something and bring back the same type of condition that affected our ancestors. You need to be lynched again. Sorry I have to say that, but yeah. You have to become really terrorized. You have to be raped again based on the color of your skin. Because right now, you love slavery. You love this slave life. More than black unity, because black unity is the only thing that would take you up out of this oppression, liberate our people for real, and give us true freedom, justice, and equality. But you don't want it because you think you got a choice. I don't care what Polite said. I don't care what you said, Snup Nup. I don't care what, because see, you don't have to listen to nobody. You don't have to join no organization because you are comfortable. So somebody needs to put you in a comfortable tree with a rope around your neck and lynch you. Put you in a place where they can take your manhood and rape you. You don't have nowhere to go. Because right now, you're comfortable. I don't follow nobody. Now, I'm not nobody leading. You following the racist Caucasian people as I speak. As long as you are in some type of society, unless you in a forest somewhere by yourself, you are following and under the influence of somebody. So if it ain't black folk, then you following racist Caucasian people. You gonna follow and support somebody. So don't bring that garbage to me, because I know better. I'm my own person. You a dark European. You a coward. You are comfortable in your slavery. So we need to make up our minds, because history is not going to save you. The only thing that can save us, the only thing that's going to change our condition is our trust and faith in ourselves. Black unification. That's the only thing. Nothing else is going to do anything for the 40 to 70 million black people that live in this nation. For your group, for your little organization, yeah. But you won't change these people whom you claim that's who you are here for. The topic that I've chosen for these short few minutes is Tariq Nasheed and Hidden Colors 3. Is there a need for a Hidden Colors number 3? We've already had a number 1 and we've had a number 2. Is there really a need for a number 3, 4, 5, 10, and so on? I want to make very clear that history, that information that awakens the minds of the people is much needed. Information to cause one to answer or bring identity to those who have been made lost, deaf, dumb, and blind. That is wonderful. However, we've had certain information for a long time. And we are still crying. And we're still whining. We're still complaining. Saying that we are making the claim that we are an oppressed people. And it has been almost or a little over 100 years since Noble Drew Ali, since Marcus Garvey. 100 years. And we've had so much information. We've had some tremendous leadership. We've had so much. The only oppressed people with so much money at our disposal, so much resources, but yet and still, after 100 years, still crying foul, still complaining, I want to be free. After 100 years, you have yet to become free. Something is truly wrong. Is there a need for a Hidden Colors 3? And why do we continue to hide colors when now that we claim that we know color? And who is the originator of color? We claim to know who is the original one that all color comes from. The country called Iran has been in the news very much so. Iran, a few years ago, their government was taken over, infiltrated, it was overthrown by the CIA. The CIA aided the overthrow of Iran's leadership. And one of the most influential religious leaders, the Ayatollah Khomeini, was forced to exile himself. Otherwise, chances are he would have been killed. So now, America, through the CIA,
sits upon the throne. This man they call the Shah of Iran. America's puppet in that land. And this man began to leech the Iranian people, exploit them, murder them. All kinds of wicked and evil he did to the people of Iran with the approval, with the backing of this nation. But coming from an exiled Ayatollah Khomeini. The Ayatollah Khomeini and his assistants, his helpers, began to send information under the cover, covertly, to the citizens of this nation. Tapes and books and whatever from the Ayatollah Khomeini. What is the purpose of these tapes and books? And if they had CDs and DVDs, these CDs and DVDs, like Hidden Colors 1 and 2, would be given to the people. What is the purpose of this information? The purpose of this information is to spark and inspire and influence within the masses of the people that they should rise up against tyranny. They should rise up against oppression. They should rise up against this foreign evil that's upon their land. And this paper, these tapes, these books, whatever was given to the masses of the Iranian people, sparked what we now call and know as the Iranian Revolution. And mind you, the Iranian people did not have tanks. They did not have airplanes. They did not have chemical weapons. But they have grown to the point, sick and tired of this wicked demon sitting in the seat of power in their land. So they took stones and rocks and whatever they could get their hands on. And they rose up against tanks and airplanes and anything that the Shah could throw at them. Next thing you know, it was the Shah that was being overthrown, and they kicked the Shah out of Iran. And they did not have technical equipment. So this brings me to make my point. Is there a need for a Hidden Colors 3? If Hidden Colors 3, if Hidden Colors 1 and 2, they cannot spark, inspire, and encourage revolution within the masses, then what sense does it make for you to continue to feed on that which cannot solve your problem, and your problem you claim is that you are oppressed, exploited, that you are living under tyranny? How many books, how many DVDs, how many CDs, how many debates do y'all need in order to spark the revolution that is required to free and exploited and oppressed people? The reality of our situation is that most of you are scared. You put on this facade like you are fearless. You put on this facade like you so brave, but the bottom line is that you are sissy, that you are a coward. And you have more than sticks and rocks. The black man and woman in this country, you have more than the sticks and the rocks that the Iranian people used against the Shah of Iran. You have more money, you have more resources. You are scared. And the reality is that you use your books and your knowledge to exploit the people instead of causing them to rebel against the system that exploits them, that oppresses them. What do you do with your money from Hidden Colors 1 and 2 and now 3? It is all for personal gain. You don't even see a bubblegum machine these guys are buying. Out of all these debates, out of all these books and DVDs and CDs that they sell you, black man, what do these people do for you? Like I say, not even a bubblegum machine. You don't even make toilet paper. You become comfortable slaves. And so instead of these DVDs and these books and these debates, instead of inspiring and encouraging you to rebel and revolt against a vicious enemy, it puts you to sleep. But you feel good because you got some knowledge. You understanding your African spirituality while you still locked up in a European cage. You have men that won't stand up for the black woman. These men won't stand up for their black children, but they continue to trick the sisters, continue to exploit and brainwash the sisters, who will be so happy to stand with you in your rebellion. But instead, you take her to bed so you can give her more babies, so they can come into oppression, come into this slavery. Nobody is going to take the black man serious. Nobody is going to take you serious complaining and talking about, I want to be free. When you show and I show no sign that we are not willing to sacrifice, we're not willing to die, do you think that the Shah of Iran will allow you to have debates? Do you think that the Shah of Iran would let them people listen to these DVDs and tapes if he thought that these tapes would cause rebellion? So the question must arise, why isn't the government trying to stop you from a Hidden Colors 3? Why isn't the government trying to stop you from having these meetings, 50, 25, 50,000 people come out to listen? Because the government is also listening, and they see that the DVDs and the CDs, what is being presented to a so-called oppressed people, is not going to inspire rebellion. It makes no difference whether you win or lose. Well, if we do this against the white man, if we do this against these Caucasian pink people, we will lose. It makes no difference. You fight if necessary. You got to show people you mean business. You will kick these pink people in their backside, and you will make these Uncle Tom coons shut the hell up because they know they got something coming for them too.